tops. You can also see some little ophiuroids or
Thanks,
brittle
Rich.
stars. Looks like it's growing on what used to be a stalk of an old sponge, or an old coral potentially, that's broken off and then been recolonized. Also shared by a sponge, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like that, Brian.
Okay.
Video's clear.
All right, you can go wide. Something spherical. Oh yeah, another one of these guys.
So, co-pilot, can you position Sirius
So
in
we're
your
going to take a
upper
quick look at
left-hand
another one of
corner
these
of
little
your screen?
spherical sponges, I believe.
Yeah, so Shirley was wondering whether or not this might make a collection, and I don't know if she can be induced to comment
Yeah,
on
from
this
there on up
pretty
is
weird
your
demo
video.
sponge we're looking at.
Pushing in.
Yep. Shirley, so you've got a little bit of delay, but we're zooming in right now on our odd little demo sponge from earlier today. If you want to get closer to the screen.
Partial. Pushing in.
Wonder how big it
Stop.
is.
Ship move.
Yeah, probably.
Full zoom.
Bridge, this is Nav.
Do we
Hi,
have
can we,
lasers?
stop the
guys
current
on
ship
shore,
move,
if
please?
you the ship
We
is
can put
moving, so if
lasers
you
on.
want
Thank you,
to
Bridge.
think about making this as a collection, we need to know sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we always dive just really during daylight hours. Generally from the start to finish, our dives are 8 or 10 hours.
And pilots, can you pan up and get lasers on it when you get a chance?
Yeah.
Partial.
Okay, we go out to lasers.
Excuse me, I'm picking up bad habits. Tilt up.
Pan up. So it's only about 4 to 5 centimeters around.
Yep. So we got the lasers. It looks about 4 or 5 centimeters in diameter. All right, so we can pass on this one. This is not exactly the thing we were looking at earlier.
Sirius is
so
clear,
we're not
ready
gonna
for
collect it.
pull wide.
All right.
All right, thanks a
Thank
lot,
you.
Shirley.
ROV full wide.
So we'll get the
All
ship
right, I
back
will
underway and
put
continue
the
to move
ship
uphill.
back in the move.
Shirley Pomponi, one of our sponge experts,
Yeah, how
is
far did the
commenting
ship
that
make
this
it
one
into
does
that
not
30
have
meters?
the
Only
little
about 8
spicule
meters, so I
tufts.
can do a
I'm
20
afraid
meter
I'm not
move.
exactly
Yeah.
having trouble
Good.
envisioning what a spicule tuft looks like, but I'm
Pretty
sure
crazy
when we see it in a little bit,
ridge here.
Shirley will point it out to me.
Bridge, this is Nav.
Kind of want to poke down there, but it's pretty.
Is there not a lot of upwelling? Is there a big upwelling?
Bridge, this is Nav.
Yeah, when I when I went over it just to
Hi, can I
look
get a-
before I ended up.
Can I get a
like
ship move of 20 meters at 185
6
degrees
meters
at
up
0.2
above
knots?
But now I know what to
Good
expect.
copy, thank you. Thanks, Bridge.
There's a bump on your
So it looks
starboard.
like we're
I
still
can't
moving
tell.
over.
Is there a what?
I thought there was a bump on your starboard side, but that's not. No, you turned away, you can see it. I can't.
What look like rocks.
Playing tricks on me.
I'm
The
wondering if
rail
Bob
cam was.
agrees
Yeah.
that these may be
Playing
chunks
tricks
of
on me.
andesite
Docked item looks
that are
different.
making up the faces of these fault scarps.
So do you still think this is some kind of conglomerate here, or do you think this is...
Okay, video. Let's zoom on the stock. There's 2 of them down there.
looks like
Quite a
another little
stock.
paragorgia with a
Can go in again. Video.
commensal
Not
brittle star here.
Pilot's comfortable with it.
Yeah.
This looks like a very small colony for the
Push
size
on
stalk
that.
it's on. Is this
Serious,
possibly a
even if you want.
recolonization?
I pulled a little bit out.
Okay.
Show the second one.
I think you can go in a little tighter. Fairly stable. For now.
Marshall.
Sorry, video, I realized I didn't have you latched. If you want to push it on Sirius again, you can.
Pulling ROV out a little bit.
Okay. I think we're good with this. I haven't heard anything. You can go
Okay,
wide on ROV.
got it laced. Looking good.
Yeah, there's just kind of swirls of upwelling.
I don't recognize that coral right there on the edge. Have we seen that already today? Chris or
kinda
Scott?
Looked like a stalked bubblegum coral.
Okay, video, you're free to zoom.
So this is some kind of bamboo. Looking for you, Scott, to help me.
Pushing in more.
You're zoomed in, right, Copilot?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So we're looking at a type of bamboo coral or as
Shot's
stated
not
here.
great from Sirius if you want to come
Thanks,
out.
Bridge.
And Scott France, our bamboo
Pilot,
coral export.
right
site,
here.
It's that
has
move
one of the
just
largest
completed,
colonies we've ever
so
seen of this
another
color morph.
minute or two of serious swing.
Thank you.
Pulling our Sirius out.
Thanks.
And whenever you're done,
Video's clear.
D2.
Pulling both cameras out. Sirius is full wide.
Great.
ROV is full wide.
Yeah, Scott, I think that is nodal branching. I just rewound.
Yeah, Copilot.
the
Maybe
video
next
in the
move,
control
maybe
room.
180. Do you agree?
It's interesting that the craft that
Yeah,
we see on the left side of the screen is
Sort of
parallel
reaching southerly each
to
time.
space.
Yeah.
I'm
Agree with
wondering,
high pack pretty well.
the whole thing is
Yeah, it's within the tolerance that we've
breaking
been following.
off in a series
Yeah,
of
180
fractures
sounds good to
and
me there.
stair-stepping
All right,
down
Pilot,
the
are you
ridge
comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Do you want to
Nicely
do 20 or
lined up.
That would
30?
be interesting.
Let's do
to
30s.
see that
Copy
that
that.
kind of fall.
How's
Would those
our
kind of
overall
cracks
progress?
and falls, Patty, be precipitated by
for the end of the
earthquakes
day?
or just kind of standard weathering process?
Let me figure out what we've done real quick.
Okay.
So from waypoint 1, we've moved approximately 350, 360 meters. And waypoint 2 is 460 meters. So we're a little below halfway to waypoint 2.
It's not bad.
It's been worse.
It's what?
Yeah, it's not that bad. We've done worse.
That sounds great to me.
Squat lobster
We're
looks
doing
like
a really
it's climbing
job,
up the
Good job, guys.
rock.
Bridge, this is Nav. Can I get a ship move of 30 meters at 180 degrees at 0.2 knots?
The one at the top of the screen was climbing.
Good copy. Thank you, Bridge.
Zoom on this coral stalk and squat lobster.
So we're just zooming on this old coral stalk that has a very interesting pattern. I'm guessing that this is the remnants of a dead bamboo. Assuming those are nodes that are somewhat deteriorated.
You can visit about 98% of the ocean floor of the world. The Mariana Trench is 11,000 meters. It's almost twice as deep as we can go here. So no, we've not been down there. There are some very special.
So Scott is commenting that this very well might be the same species or genus of the live coral we were just zooming in.
That's
on.
weird looking.
Okay, when you're clear here, video.
What is that like sticking out? What is
Let's
that?
take a look. Video, will you zoom the brown just above, actually? Copilot has some interest. I don't know.
What is that?
We'll fly over and take a look. Okay, can you go wide, video?
The ship has an acoustic system that's used for basically making maps of the seafloor. We pass over and it gives us essentially a picture of how deep it is at every spot on the ship as we go. And it only goes to about 8,000 meters depth, so we can't see the bottom of it.
So geologists, we're looking at what looked to me as a biologist, two different rock types right here. We've got almost like an in-place igneous rock to the right and then some kind of conglomerate to the left. Do you think this is a contact between right here, or am I totally misreading this?
Okay, video, let's zoom on the brown
I
object
think
now.
what we're seeing is the rubble that's on the left side of the screen has fallen off the little overhang. And we're debating about whether maybe if there's time here to pick up a piece of that stuff. Hoping Bob is still on the line and might respond to that question.
Maybe valve shells or something?
Yeah, I guess so.
That is full zoom.
Thank you.
Must be vibes. Valve shells.
Okay, go wide,
Cool.
video. They just looked unusual.
Thanks for taking a longer pause.
Yeah.
I know I'm no scientist, but it looked weird to me. That ridge goes on forever. Look at that. So cool. I think this is almost cooler than the vents. It's like,
Yeah, now that the current's
Whoa.
getting a little better, it's
Look at that big giant one off the ledge.
yeah.
sorry, say it again? Sort of.
I'll bring your your swing arm in just for the sake of being.
Doing the port up.
Yeah. Or swing arm, bring it left all the way. I'm gonna tilt down a little so I can watch it go in. Or swing arm, start slowly.
Another ship move will probably get you guys there if you can't reach it now.
Could we have the quad screen on for a little bit on
Yeah.
one of the cameras?
He's got lots of room.
Yep, you should have it now.
Are
Patty.
you full wide on Sirius?
Nope.
Will you go wide?
Yes, they are full wide,
Oh, they are.
all cameras.
Oh, I thought you
Oh.
had zoomed in on the tether.
Yeah, will you get a little up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like there's also a pretty very
far are we in
curly
that
whip
ship
curl
move?
coral up on the edge.
Ship move should
As
just
well.
be about done.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I don't actually have to go down there. I can just sit here.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We have about 10 meters left.
Oh. All right.
Um,
We
do you
should
want
not
me?
go down there, and then we should make it quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is big. Okay, but do you want to get the whole thing?
1 second change in transmission.
Very limited time here, Roland. Just so you know.
Okay. You guys are clear. Audio is still connected.
The focus on it, huh?
It's water
Yeah.
Yes, that about finishes the ship move according to high pack.
That is maximum
Okay.
zoom.
Looks like another big bamboo coral.
Let's get the whole thing just to show
Thank
how
you, Bridge.
huge it is. That's what they're interested in. Okay.
Intercom
After
mics are still open. All right, pilot video's clear.
okay, so I heard there's a whip up.
Get the whip quick, and then we should roll.
I don't see a whip.
That's it right there.
So that's a little basket star on the edge of that white sponge.
Okay, video,
Oh, yeah.
going on the whip.
Video just pointed out the basket star, and so did Chris. Here's our nice little curly cute Dr. Seuss
It's curly.
coral. And a nice urchin in there as well.
How we doing,
Bunch of
co-pilot?
smaller different things. Nice little.
I think the ship
dense
stopped when we
community right
settled,
there.
but I'm right above you, so.
Okay.
And then pilots, if you've got another second, getting one of the bamboo, one of the basket stars would be cool. That one right at the base of the
Yeah.
coral.
See it? Yeah, they're kind of we could get all this stuff, but we'd have to reposition the ship and
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. There's also a basket, I believe, closer up on the
Maximum
ridge.
zoom.
okay. It's not very active.
Video's clear when you're ready.
Okay, you can go what?
So that little octopus just above. Can we zoom in again? Very small, immediately above the basket coral.
Okay, you can go in.
Oh,
yeah.
it's an octopus.
Nice. There's just
That's
everything down
a
here
nice
where we
little
can't go.
octopus.
No, I said that, but they said they wanted to move on.
You going for that octopus?
He is.
Well, we were looking at the brittle star, and
Where's he
the
going?
octopus just kind of came into focus.
Is that max zoom video?
It is.
Okay.
Well, I think this is the first octopus we've seen on this entire expedition, I think.
Okay, you can go wide.
Yeah.
Coming out. Video's full wide.
All right. So yeah, Brian, we would have to reposition Sirius to really get down there.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of nice stuff
It's coming
down there.
off. Overhanging.
It does appear that our highest density right now is over the side on that overhang, which would be pretty difficult to reposition and take quite some time to get the vehicle down there. So unless there's strong desire to jump off the ridge and look over there, I would say we should recommend we continue to move up the ridge top, if that's okay with you guys.
That's perfectly okay. It looks to me, as Patty, as if that bit of the edge of the ridge is ready to fall off. So I was getting a little nervous with the ROV underneath it.
Well, given the age of some of those corals down there, I think it looks like a pretty stable substrate. Certainly one hasn't broken off in the last couple hundred years, probably.
Yeah, I agree. The substrate that the corals are on are stable, but there are fractures along that lower shelf that we're looking at directly on the center and right-hand side of the screen, and you can see the fractures at the edge of it. I mean, if you were walking along the ground, you wouldn't want to step on those.
Yep.
Because that overhang is pretty fragile, and I'm guessing that it would fall off.
So Les Watling, one of our other coral experts at the University of Hawaii, is commenting that this is reaching the shallowest extents for what you see most of these bamboo corals. So it's a little bit unusual to see them this shallow. Currently, we're about 425 meters down, exploring the northeast corner of Zealandia Bank. So the live event has just wrapped up, and I believe Dev and
Hey,
Diva
pilots,
just stepped
once you
out
get
to
situated,
grab a drink of water, and then
we
they'll be
can
taking
keep
back over
moving.
from me here momentarily.
Copy that. Copy that. Big sonar returns straight ahead of me. What's the direction?
Generally south right now. Last move was 180.
Okay.
So I think looks like sonar still agrees pretty well with that. 180.
Okay.
175.
I'll give us a minute here. I'll stretch out and then get one underway.
Copy that.
I'm going to tilt up a little video. See up in front of us.
All right, so what happened?
Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, pilot. Just so you are aware,
Good.
the fins
Sounds like Underwater World Guam.
restarted earlier before my shift.
Okay.
So you have an extra negative turn in there.
Carl, is it possible Carl put a turn in?
I'll ask Carl after this.
Yeah, we need to do that before we...
Yeah.
Somebody has an open mic.
I'll find that out for
Shoreside
you
Water
and
World,
get back to
please
you.
check your mute.
What's that?
I'll find that out and I'll get back to you.
Okay. Yeah, no rush, just before we get off here.
Because I know Jeff was talking about possibly purposefully putting a turn in, so when
Something
we recover, we zero
purple
out. Conceptually,
above and to the right of your lasers. Underneath the rock ledge, halfway down.
your left lower light is stowed currently.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so
Immediately right
thank
of your
you,
lasers.
Brian. Diva and I are
Underneath
back
that
now,
rock
and of
to
course,
the
the
right.
first question we have to ask
And right
is,
at that level.
what did we miss?
Come on in.
It may just be a shadow.
Hold there.
It is a shadow.
Copy. Come live whenever.
No one wants to tell me what we missed? I'm a little sad.
Thanks, Roland.
Cool.
I can turn hydraulics off if you don't want to make any light adjustments.
What's that flare in the left, Roland? Is that from, doesn't seem like it goes away on tilt.
It does tilt with you though, so I'm thinking it's a reflection of the right light on the left arm.
On the left arm.
Or it's the left lights off the right arm.
Okay.
They did tilt in the lights as they looked over a cliff on the left.
Scott told me that we missed the awesomeness of,
So you wanna,
bamboo corals.
Co-pilot, maybe you can just...
Thanks, Scott.
On the stowed left light, maybe you can rotate outboard, rotate left.
Lower swing arm left.
And then we can get that ship moving if you want. Nope, you're a different person.
Bridge nav.
Do you want all the way left or partly left?
Should we do 30 meters, 180 degrees, 0.2 knots, please?
That's how we fly with it.
Got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Large
ship's moving.
fish,
Due
top
south.
Yeah, I see that up there.
Thank you, Brian.
Let me do hold on. So,
yeah, we had to reset the fins.
If we get a chance, can we zoom in on that fish, please?
There's a white.
they're
thing on the
they're doing
right.
a watch change right now, or at least some kind of watch change, so
Possible
it might take
right
a
edge
moment.
of the screen.
But I think they're getting there.
Possible eel.
Pilot,
Where
did you
on?
hear to zoom on the fish if possible?
It's coming
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
at
right.
the end of my tether here.
You're very broken up. If you can
On the
hear
right
me,
edge of
the
your
audio's
screen.
really deteriorated
It's,
in the last
horizontal.
10 minutes or so.
I see that.
Chris, copy
It
that.
may
We
just
will
Can we
ask
snap?
Roland what to do about
Hold.
that.
lizard fish type
Just hold
thing.
that zoom, Roland.
Holding.
Go ahead and spool down hydraulics while we're not using them.
Sounds good.
Lasers are clear.
Kill lasers.
Lasers off.
Okay, come on in, Roland. Can you take my camera, co-pilot?
Partial.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Got it.
Down. I just hold there. Watch this guy walk around here.
So this fish is a Carionema caesaris. And I think we saw one of these on either dive 1 or dive 2. The common name is the yellow blotched duckbill fish.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you,
Roland, come
Bruce.
wide.
The yellow blotched duckbill fish.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it totally
Fish
does.
is,
Wait, it's
Full
going.
Bye.
A really big fish. So that to me looked like a roughy
There
of
was
some
another
kind.
fish to the left underneath a ledge. That was the one I was really interested in taking a look at.
I think it just swam over us, Bruce.
Did, and it came down here.
I got your rotator.
Bruce, can I just
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you
Is
how
that down?
amazed I am every time that you can find
All the way
fish in
down?
an area that I never
He's
even see
gone
them
out of
before you're
airspeed
like,
too, I just
can
saw
we
him.
zoom out to the left? It's amazing.
He went completely out of view.
Got me. Want your rotator back?
Yeah, please. Thanks, Ron.
It's all yours.
Thanks.
Ruffy ran away.
Yeah, it was a roughy though, wasn't it, Brian?
I thought so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. A really big one, so probably quite an old one.
I'm going to come up a little bit.
Copy.
While you guys are thinking about fish, I'm really wondering what happened in the world of geology since I left, because this looks totally different than than when I stood up half an hour ago. So I'm really interested to find out what we went over and what we saw in this last half hour or so.
So we're seeing quite a couple of comatulid crinoids, as well as some primnoid corals, and the ever-present orange squat lobsters.
Scott told me that we were looking at rocks while I was gone.
So plain rocks.
Plain rocks. Thanks, Scott. That was really very helpful. I think I'll wait until our audio comms are better and then perhaps
Scott's saying we're both clear.
ask someone else.
So we just passed over a beautiful primnoid coral.
Fish back there.
Yeah, I don't recognize that one yet.
A fish or
The fish.
yeah.
As well as we're coming up to an urchin of some type.
Snapfish.
A fish?
Roland.
Where?
Dead center.
Red?
Come on in,
Yep.
Roland.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of fish is that?
Red.
Don't know.
It's got little hands.
He does look like he has hands. Really does.
If you go in tight, could you make it do anything with that, Roland, or is that just tricky?
Plectrantha?
So Bruce is
Plectrantheus.
saying this is a basslet, a type of basslet, a Plectrantheus. And yeah, you can see he's got these sort of modified pectoral fins that almost look like they have little fingers. It's very Dr. Seuss.
He's very cool looking.
That
Actually,
looks
very,
exactly
you
like
are
one
totally
fish,
right.
two fish, red fish, blue fish.
I completely agree with you on this. Down even to the big eyes and the sort of
Nice.
morose expression.
No, seriously.
That fish does not look like it's having the best day. But it probably is.
Because it's from a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
Those fins are freaky.
Yeah. So he just holds on there all day?
Yeah, video's clear when you need it, pilot.
Copy.
It's like perched on the
The
rock.
mic is open.
And Bruce can't tell us what
Okay.
species, which I think
Come
is,
on.
you know, a first. Bruce is always on it.
Can you hear me now? Check, check.
I can when you did that.
Brian Green as well is commenting that they're both stumped for species. They know the genus, but not the species.
Check, check.
Which is interesting.
For me.
All right, the ship move has completed. Shall we continue on?
Yes, please.
Pilots, you want to alter
So I
direction at
heard
all?
that we might be looking at volcanic
good.
breccias,
Push out, okay. Copy.
which is super
Yeah.
interesting because even though we were sort of seeing hints
Sounds
of that
pretty good, but
further down in the dive,
Bridge half.
I'm not sure we had gotten to that area yet. So
Let's do it again.
this is
30
very cool.
meters,
Look at all of
180,
these
0.2.
overhangs. It's one of the things we've been seeing a lot where a breccia is basically a conglomerate with angular pieces instead of rounded pieces. So it has larger pieces of
Nice,
rock,
big basket star.
clasts, that's what they're called.
Look
And
at
then
those
they
things.
have a matrix, which is the
Thank you,
stuff that
Rich.
goes around all the clasts. And so it's like a rock made up of a bunch of pieces. And breccias are angular.
Deb, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're breaking up a lot for us. But if you can hear me,
I can.
like this chunk of stuff to the top of the screen is tilting down slope to the side of this ridge. And I think that that's why we see a little overhang and material that's fallen off, where this has detached itself from the seafloor surface as it's starting to slide down the slope.
How interesting. So it's actually sort of sloping, it basically dipping, down slope and has sort of fallen off, it sounds like, in places, if I understand what Patty is saying. Very cool.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, and I can hear you real well now. Don't know what the difference is. But
Well, they've been
there you
trying
go.
to switch the audio lines. So whenever we start breaking up really badly, Roland, our video engineer, tends to try to find a different conference line for us to use. So he's really good about that. Yep, there he is, saying he swapped phone lines. So it's great when you tell us that something is wrong in terms of audio, because then we can get it fixed.
So further upslope, after you start moving up again, there are some animals right on the edge that look like corals or weird ophiuroids.
Do you mean the white ones, Chris, further along?
Yeah, the white ones right
Yeah.
on the edge
I
there.
think
You can
they're
sort of
basket
see them in
stars.
center top now.
Yeah, I know exactly. I didn't know whether we'd zoomed on them before. So pilots, if we could, on the right, just on the edge of the overhang, there's some white, large colonies. Yeah, just at the top of the screen. If we could have a look at some of those, please.
Sure.
Yep, these ones. If these are basket stars, this will be amazing.
Looks like basket stars inside of each.
Okay. Broadside of the current, but come on in.
I don't know what we're looking at, whether we're looking at basket stars or corals or what. Maybe basket stars. I don't know.
Like basket.
Oh, wow, they are. Oh, my God.
Those are so cool.
Okay, this is amazing.
Is that your third favorite
these
after
are,
the
yes.
Tortugas?
So these are
They are so
just
cool.
incredible gorgonocephalid basket stars. They're huge. Can we get the lasers on if they aren't on at one point?
Lasers on.
Okay, so these are like 20
Pulling up
centimeters,
for
30 centimeters
size.
across.
Try to put my toe in.
These are absolutely huge.
Yeah, we maybe
And
get
this is
close
just
up.
fantastic. I see Alison Miller is saying that these are
Oh,
a
wow.
new record.
Really?
Did I get that correct?
I don't see what
Okay,
you're reading,
come
but
back in.
that's fine.
I definitely read that at some point in this chat. Hold on. Yeah, so she said it's a new record for the region. I'm not sure whether this is something we'd want to collect. I think she said she's investigating for the area how well these are known.
Okay.
But they are absolutely beautiful. They're just such intricate animals. And so what we're looking at is it's basically a type of sort of sea star, brittle star, and it's got quite a couple arms that then just divide and divide and divide and divide and just keep branching into these extremely fine tip regions that it's just amazing.
They are. They're really amazing looking. I mean, it's almost like looking at fractals. It's just super cool.
Going back.
If we did collect this, I'm not sure if we have a thing big enough to put it in to preserve it.
It looks like it could just cling to the side of the ROV with all of its many little finger things.
No, I meant like once we get it on deck. A bucket?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh.
I do.
Okay.
I'm sure we could make it work.
I've maxed out your game to me.
Okay.
But I think the question is whether we need to collect
Yes,
this or
of
not.
course.
Pulling for full
I just
specimen.
want a basket
Copy.
stuff.
To rotate a little for you.
I think now is a really great time to explain our how we collect samples on these dives. We have the ability to collect generally about 2 biology samples and 2 geology samples. And what we're looking for are new species that we may not be aware of, or a range extension, a place where the species might be known but they have never been recorded in this area. In certain instances, we can pick up a dominant species if we see the same species, and it's really the one that makes up most of the ecosystem. We can take that kind of sample as well.
Yeah.
And then for geology, what we try to do is look at it and say, you know, does this help us with determining an age, or what is the chemical composition? So we have a lot of thinking we really need to do when we're thinking about which few samples we'd like to take per dive. And it's been very interesting for me as a geologist to watch how the biologists try to only sample a portion of many of the corals that they're collecting, so that they can allow them to regenerate and regrow over time.
That was a good 3-shot, so we're good.
Copy. We clear with these, Vasily?
So the that smaller one on the right, I mean, is that even remotely possible to try to collect that intact? I don't think we should
like they're having
take
a
a piece
collection
of one of these. That would be gruesome.
You want to zoom on the right one while they decide?
Yeah, I'll walk over there.
I would expect as soon as you touched it with the jaw, it would probably curl up in a little ball. Maybe. Maybe?
Looks
Okay.
a little different because the arms are yellow.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna take my camera, co-pilot.
I'm not sure whether this is whether this ticks
Give it a little
all
tilt
of our
there.
boxes for sampling. Scientists are sure I need a
I guess
consensus.
the question is whether anyone knows whether it could be a new record or a new species. That's the thing, and then the whole consideration of how do you collect and how's it going to get in a box, and how do you preserve it.
Is that a good spot on there, Roland?
It is.
Go.
Yep. Oh, that's good.
You
Showing
know, I
the
think
heart.
the hardest part about getting this thing actually would be getting it off the arm.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you pick
Very
it up, it's
probably.
probably going to wrap itself around
Copy.
the arm.
Going back. Yeah, please. Thanks. Okay, let me know when you're clear, Roland.
Video's clear.
Well, what does everyone think? This is should be kind of big, but maybe it could be folded into the box. Seems like there's a bunch of folks that are interested in it.
Chris, this is Deb. I just want to make sure, as a non-biologist, of course, I just want to make sure this does this sample fit all of the does it hit all the boxes of things we want to get? Is this an appropriate sample for this dive?
We're stopped, so we got time.
Well, there's some discussion in the chat that suggests it's very likely a new record and maybe a new species. I'm just going from that because I don't know these animals at all.
Okay, I just wanted, I guess before we started talking about whether or not we could fit it into a bio box, to me it seemed more important to find out whether this was something we actually wanted to get or not.
And Deb, I would check with the ROV pilots as well on whether they're comfortable trying to get this to fit in one of those boxes.
I will do that while Diva continues to do a little bit of research. Pilot?
Hey.
So do you guys think this is something you could collect if we wanted it?
I'm kind of with Brian on. I think the hardest part would be to get it off of the arm.
Ah, so you think that like once it would like cling to the arm?
It might.
I would think, to me, I would guess that it would either have it would either curl up in a little ball, which Diva doesn't think it would, or I imagine it would wrap itself around as soon as it thought it was falling, as many things as it could, and then we'd never get it off the arm.
Could it just drive around with us on the arm all day?
No.
They don't seem to like that idea.
No, I don't think I like that idea either.
Not a taxi service.
I mean, yeah, I think at the end we would like to collect it, but it's only whether you feel comfortable with it, pilots, and whether it would fit.
I don't know. The problem we put the black coral in the port outer, which is our biggest easily accessible box.
No.
And so we'd have to go probably starboard outer, which is
what about a
real
rock box
trouble
with
to
a
get
lid?
into.
I mean, you could use the rock box with the lid, but I don't know. That guy has a lot of arms. Maybe he could open the lid. I think, okay, so again, as a non-biologist, my concern is that it sounds like it's not going to be easy to get it into our bio box. And from what I'm reading, it sounds like you have to grab like the central disc part of it. It sounds like it's going to be very, very difficult to collect.
What Scott's just suggested is that we may see smaller ones later in the dive. We did see a smaller one on a coral earlier, and so I mean I know Scott has a vested interest in corals, and so he's suggesting we could snip the branch with the basket star on it. So I see what you're doing there, Scott, but no, I think it's a valid suggestion in that if we were to see a smaller individual, we could perhaps collect that. It's just that these three individuals, as magnificent as they are,
they're big.
They're huge.
Okay. So I think that really is the best option, is that we continue to look for another specimen of this. But I'd be really concerned about trying to take one of these off the seafloor.
Agreed. So I think let's move on, please, pilots.
Copy that.
All right, I'm going to get the ship back underway.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Bridge nav.
Copy. It's really trying to blow me in there. My full wide rolling.
Bridge nav.
Yes, all cameras are full wide.
30 meters, 180 degrees, 0.2. Thank you.
Got a snapfish here. Hold there.
I have to say that even though, we chose not to collect that basket star, it is super cool. Is that another one of those roughies?
This is the roughy that Bruce wanted to get a shot of earlier, so if we could just hang out here for a little bit.
It's a partial.
Copy.
Lasers are clear.
And while we're hanging out here, Chris, can I ask you a question?
No.
I said no.
No. I was trying to get a feel for. I wasn't sure whether the goal of our dive was to get to the 400-meter contour, which we've achieved, or whether the goal was to make it the 800-meter traverse. So can you help me out and let us know, Diva and I know what the next what the next goal is.
Let me know when you're clear.
Video.
Yeah, so 400 meters is just a waypoint along the way. We really, that's the very bottom boundary of the bottom fishery range. So we need to get definitely above 400 meters into their range, preferably above 300 meters.
Okay.
So the actual endpoint of this particular dive was at 279. So it would be good if we could get up that far.
Okay, that's all I wanted to check with. I had heard the 400-meter contour a little earlier, and I wanted to make sure that we were all very clear on what the priorities were for today.
Yeah, there you go. We're clear.
Oh, my God, look at these guys all lined up.
Oh, my God, those are all
basket
basket stars. Wow.
Sorry, we're cutting you off.
Wow. Okay, this is amazing.
Well, I think we can say that not collecting that last
And
basket
loads
star
of
may have been
crinoids.
okay.
Wow.
This is so cool. I'm sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, we're all just amazed at this. I've never seen a basket star city like this before.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it looks like a field of basket stars.
As well as these huge, beautiful crinoids all interspersed between.
What's that puffy thing in the bottom?
Nice
Is that a sponge?
No, What
it was circular. It's off now.
Chrysogorgia, I think.
Chrysogorgia?
Chrysogorgia, but surely we could, this is now obviously a very important animal in this area.
Definitely.
I think we should try really hard to find a small enough
smallish
basket
individual.
star for our
Okay.
second sample.
Pilot?
Go ahead.
So now that we have 150 basket stars to choose from, the scientists would like to see if one of those is sampleable.
Okay.
We'd like it to be
Little.
big, small,
Little.
ish.
Okay.
Fit in the bio box size.
So please
Oh my
do
God,
what
I'm
you
so
do
excited.
best.
Copy that. Okay, I'm going off.
I'm going to get a brittle star to play with later.
Leave
I thought it was a basket
Not
star.
basket star.
Unless you tell me.
Closely related.
Because then I don't know which way we're going.
Same thing.
This is
What a
really
mess.
amazing. I just like all of a sudden.
This is incredible.
I think some pilots are different, but especially on something like
Well,
this.
I've seen a lot of seafloor, mostly around Hawaii, but I have never seen anything like this at all.
Dead middle.
Yep.
Is Allison Miller still on? Is she losing her
I
mind
know,
right
she's
now?
probably just like,
Bridge now.
And these
Can we stop here,
crinoids
please?
are actually new for this dive as well. We definitely haven't seen these so far.
So we'll want to take some time to image a little bit
Yeah,
right here,
definitely.
and then try to collect. Like that's a little basket star,
That's-
right?
I
in the
mean,
front,
oh God,
right?
do we have to get the most pathetic one?
It's not pathetic. It's small.
Lasers back on.
Can't ask for little and then call it pathetic. Or like,
And you do notice that this is why I'm
Red
asking
at
you about
your
it,
left
right?
toe.
I see it.
we're taking it away from Diva right
Get
now.
lasers back on.
This is really fantastic. These are beautiful.
So that one's like about 15 centimeters across.
Patty, another
Will do.
geologist, is also a little concerned about your use of the word pathetic for this diminutive specimen.
The crinoids are just incredible as well. We'll definitely need to get some great imagery of them after.
Are
Yeah, go
all
ahead.
of those crinoids? I mean, are those two different types of crinoids right there with the basket star, or are they different things entirely?
Pardon?
Like the thing that looks like a sunflower, and then the thing that's below the basket star.
So there's three things that we can
Yes,
see in
thank you.
focus right
Please
now.
explain.
There is a stalked crinoid, which are the ones that appear to be rounded, are on stalks. Then there are the white individuals, which are the basket stars, and then there's the yellow individual, which is a comatulid crinoid.
Thank you.
And all three of these are all echinoderms and very closely related.
Isn't
Get
that
you up
interesting?
They're also very closely related to sea cucumbers
Looking
and
down,
sea
I think you're gonna
urchins,
swing
or
some
echinoids and
more.
holothurians.
What you guys can't tell right
And
now
sea
is that
stars.
Diva has this huge smile on her face.
So
She's
also
like
been
super
pressing
excited by
if
this.
we can to get some nice
I'm pretty
images.
excited
Sweet.
too.
Yeah, thank you, Roland.
And if you look at the Sirius view while we're getting some imagery
Come
before we
on.
sample, you will just see how many of these basket stars that we saw when we sort of came up over that ledge.
I'm gonna
Look at
switch
that.
your
It's crazy.
camera,
Oh my God, I'm
so
so
you may as well
excited.
go now.
Awesome.
Is that enough? 16 delta.
Yeah, that should be good. We just keep an eye on it up there.
There is a question that there was actually there was another thing
Okay, where you are,
beyond
right?
the three, but I'm not sure what
Yeah,
Patty
you
is
can.
referring to. So if you have a chance
I
to
do
look.
think I know what she meant, but I didn't get a good look at it. Perhaps a type of octocoral.
No, Diva, it wasn't an octocoral. There are lots of singular white
hydraulics,
stalks sticking up out of the seafloor, and that's.
Oh, I saw those too, Patty. Yeah, they just look
So
like
you can get
thin little
one up.
white stalks.
Where do we have
Were they
something
sea
already?
pens
Port
of a type
outer?
or
Port
something?
So we're
Didn't
on
get to see.
starboard?
Okay.
Sure.
You can see them up there.
Yeah,
Look.
I mean,
Oh, come on. You can't tell
it's a
from there.
white stalk. I
That's
can
like-
tell you that.
Oh, come on.
I did already, yeah. I retracted both and closed the door.
Thank you.
Patty, when we zoom back out again, or maybe right
Bring
after we
up
take a
for
sample, we'll
full.
try to figure out what those are. Unless our
go full
fantastic team
line.
of biologists can already tell us.
Copy.
Those crinoids, oh, look
Yeah,
at
whenever
their
you're set, Roland.
look at their stalks, how amazing.
I'm all
They are
set.
amazing.
Get the ship to
Yeah,
stop
so it's
rolling.
those little white
Great.
things that are
Full
like
line.
sticks.
There we go. See those little white things?
Yep, we
Can
see them. We
sort of
just
follow me a minute
don't
so
know
you
what
can
they
go
are
take
yet.
it?
Just yet, yeah.
No, dive. Well, this is very exciting.
And so unique.
Yeah.
Come partial on mini-zoos.
All right, so I think we're all waiting with bated breath to see if it jumps on the claw and doesn't let go.
We, however, are not rooting for that.
We're not rooting for it. I said we're waiting with bated breath to see whether it happens.
I think you're secretly rooting for it.
I might be, yes.
The Sirius image is particularly interesting.
It really is. I agree.
Like cup balls everywhere.
Yeah, it's those basket stars showing up on the Sirius image.
Pilot, it might be worth nudging it once before you try and grab it just to see what its response will be.
Nudging it? Is that what you said?
Yeah, just tap it and see if it... I don't know what it'll do, but...
It won't.
I'm so excited to see what it does. This is like the best part of the dive so far. Not that, I mean, it's been really good so far, but this is super cool.
Holding.
Poke it.
Yeah, see, it's just unfazed.
Oh no, it's getting angry.
It's like, ooh, what's touching me?
We really shouldn't anthropomorphize it, even though...
That's true.
It's
That is true.
Exactly opposite from what I expected. Oh, look at that. It's actually going to hold onto the rock. Wow.
Oh, this is great.
Just grab that.
I hope it comes up alive.
Look at it. It's actually clinging to the rock on the outside. It's trying to hold on to the
Hopefully it just holds on
Oh,
to the
that
RV
was
manipulator.
bad advice from me now.
So, Alison Miller, one of our echinoderm experts on the line, was saying that you should probably grab it as centrally as possible, so it doesn't drop arms or.
Come again, Ashley.
Sorry.
Turned you off
So
for a second.
they were saying that you should probably grab it as centrally as possible, so it doesn't drop arms or do anything like that. Don't just grab it by one arm. I mean, there's the central disc in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Copy.
Back to your position where you need it.
Yeah, thanks. That's the arm jumping.
Oh, it is totally clinging to the arms, or about to.
You're not going to be able to get this off.
I don't think that's helpful at this point in time.
And I mean, I know we're focusing on the basket star right now, but the Siri on the stalked crino behind us so long. All three of the animals we can see right now are just fantastic. Wow, is it holding on to the seafloor?
Hey, Chris.
Absolutely. It has stretched out its arms and is trying to grip the seafloor.
That's a nice.
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh.
One
He's
of
just
the people in the chat
expanding
room
and-
says that you need to actually scrape it from like underneath in the central part. I don't know if that's helpful or not.
This is like Day of the Triffids.
Thank you.
Have you read that book?
Isn't that
John
a Star?
Wyndham?
No.
Never mind.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Star Trek.
Anybody? No. It's like with trees that walk. I don't know if they're... Okay, forget it.
Like Lord of the Rings?
No.
I think this thing is trying to get away as fast as possible, which is not very fast. Oh, look at...
All right, I'd come straight up now.
Or boyfriend.
Totally putting that on Facebook.
Come on.
Great work.
Yay!
Pop that into the
That's
basket.
falling out, isn't it?
Oh,
Don't
now
fall out.
he's reaching down, trying to hold on.
Oh, no!
No!
Sorry.
No!
Okay, so come on, Minizus. So, do you think we can extend here?
No, it
Come
just
down
means you're
on
going to get a
Minizus?
crinoid as well as your basket star now.
You think you can extend?
If he holds on to the crinoid,
so go ahead and do it.
then you can always just grab both.
Does that count as a commensal if
No. But if that's what it's holding on to, then both will have to come away.
Oh, yeah, you're poking it. That's okay.
You want me to come back a little bit?
No, that's okay right there.
Okay.
Thanks. So when I lift off, you just extend it all the way. Okay. Can you come back in? Hold there.
The crinoid is not into whatever's happening right now.
Come back in on mini Zeus. You can tilt up as necessary.
Tilting up.
Copy.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Come on.
Maybe skip the imagery and just go for the box because he'll escape again.
Come all the way wide on mini Zeus.
Chris, I don't even think they were trying to do the imagery before. I think that it just jumped out of the claw last time.
Drawer open.
Which box are we going for, pilot?
These things are apparently quite smart.
Stand by.
I think we can all agree that we got enough imagery of it on the seafloor, and now we just want to get it into a bio box.
This is just amazing.
I feel
Look at the amount of basket stars.
It's really amazing. And so, did we decide what those white things
we'll
are?
zoom after. As soon as this is safely stowed, we can
Of
get
course.
a better look at both the stalk crinoids and the white stalky things.
Absolutely. Yep. So this is very interesting because one of the two hypotheses was that it would curl itself up in a ball and be easier to collect, which is what Sonia Rowley here on the science feed is saying, that that's what they do in shallower water. So thanks for letting us know. Is it not? Is it really?
It's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's going to go down.
Yeah, thanks.
Amazing work, pilots. Thank you.
Bring up Sirius.
Go ahead.
Just fantastic. That was amazing, and I can't wait to get that on deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we take off.
So before we
get,
leave this
some wide
incredible
shots.
place, pilots, would it be possible to get a zoom on one of the stalked crinoids as well as these white, thin, single stalk animals, please? We're not quite sure what they are.
Yeah, I need to get back set up here.
Okay. No problem. Whatever works for you.
Copy that, workshop.
So this was so far. I mean, not that this dive has been great already, but this is the most exciting part of this dive. This is super cool. And I'm a geologist saying that.
Look at this. This is just amazing.
I know. I'm so glad that I convinced you that we didn't need those 3 giant basket stars.
Yeah, right?
Wouldn't we have felt foolish? I think we did that once on the geology sampling, where we were like, okay, we're just going to get this rock. And then 2 minutes later, we came upon a talus pile that was filled with rock.
Was thinking about putting auto XY in, but I didn't want it to walk all over the slanted hill there, but I probably should have just put it in.